All right, welcome back to Rustaholic. I'm Patrick, and we're still working on my '69 Fury. I'm trying to finish up this maintenance so we can get this car out so I can bring the Catalina in. But today, we are going to tackle the gas tank. And I have been kind of putting that off for whatever reason, because, you know, there's fuel and stuff. I do have the wrench, so got that last time, so we're good. But there's too much fuel in the tank right now. I'm almost positive. So we're gonna have to drain some of that out. So I think the first step, I'm actually gonna have to start the car, get it warmed up, because it doesn't start very well. It needs a choke or something, and it doesn't have one. So I think I haven't started it for a while. I'm gonna get it started, get it hot, so when I do need to start it, it'll actually start. And then I think we're gonna need to set up some kind of system, some kind of gravity feed, and then I'm gonna use the mechanical fuel pump to pump it out. I got a few gas cans, and we'll empty out the tank. That at least is the plan, and then we'll start tackling that. Luckily, Mopar got it right, and I should be able to change the sender out, or the gasket and everything, without pulling the tank, because it's actually like sits here in the front, unlike the GM one from my Caprice over there is over here on the top. So you'd have to drop the whole tank for that. So this is better, not gonna lie about that. So, all right, let's get started. I'll get this thing warmed up, and then we'll take a look and see what we can rig up or whatever. All right, for the record, it's showing a little over half a tank. So that's pretty good. If I take 6 gallons out of it, I think we're gonna be in good shape. Safety. And feather. Right, I'm gonna let this warm up for a little bit, and then we'll jump back up the front and see if we can rig up some kind of gravity feed type situation to get all this fuel pumped out of here. Here's the final setup. It's all hooked up. Just put a 2x4 there just for some stability. But otherwise, I think this should work. I got it grounded to this thing, and everything is hooked up. So let's see. I did test it once to make sure that I was getting fuel out of that, because, you know, some of these don't work. But this one is working, and that does have fuel. So I think we're just going to plug it in, let it click clack for a minute, and we'll try to start this car and see if it'll go. If it does, I have a 5-gallon tank underneath that I'm trying to fill, and we'll try to keep an eye on that. Funny story, I was like 30 years ago, but I used the same kind of system to drain the entire gas tank out of my Caprice one time. It was a Friday night, I wasn't paying any attention, stopped at the BP, filled it up with 20 gallons of diesel. Yep, and then immediately jumped on the freeway. I probably got 2 miles before it drained all the fuel out of the bowl, and then it just died. I mean, I thought there was a transmission issue. I thought the engine was exploding. Like, it was crazy. I had no idea what was going on. And then, you know, someone came get me, and it wasn't until like halfway through, it was a poker night, right? So we're playing cards. Probably halfway through the game that I was like, diesel fuel, damn it. That must have been what it was. And we got it back to the house, and I had a 5-gallon, you know, like those water jugs, had the underneath the Caprice, and did the same sort of thing, gravity fed it, and sucked all that diesel fuel back out of it. But ended up putting it right into a U-Haul, if I remember correctly, so it all worked out. That being said, yeah, I've used this before, and it seems to be working. We're about halfway now, so we're almost there. Note to self, just put the right fuel in your ride. For sure. We took 5 gallons out of it. Let's see where we're at. Okay, we're under half now, so that's pretty good. I do have one more bucket, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and fill that to another 2.5 gallons or something. Let's just get as much as I can out of there. You know, safety. Freeze plug. Damn! All right. We're down to a 1/4 tank. I think that's probably fine. And I'll lower the back a little bit. I'll let the air out of the shocks or whatever. Did you see that? Drip, drip, drip. Freeze plug blew out, or is about to. So, luckily, at least I attempted to fill that second gas can, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have noticed that. We would have just probably moved on, dropped the car, started it up and headed down the road, and then it really would have blown out. So that's a good thing. You gotta look at the positive side. Yeah, one more thing to fix. And should I have replaced those when I had the engine out like 4 different times last year? Probably should have. But at any rate, it's a maintenance schedule and we're doing maintenance. So we're just gonna add it to the list and just move forward. So I feel like we've done a lot and we haven't actually accomplished much. I mean, we haven't even seen a gas tank yet. So I don't know, we'll get to that. Gotta let this place air out a little bit. I'm gonna put all of my fuel system back together, and then finally we'll get under the car and start looking at that leak down there. All right, back in a bit. Here's the guy. We're under the car, and it looks like I should be able to just pull this guy off and get him out of the way. And then this has got to come off, but honestly, it's already pretty stiff, and I think I put this on a couple years ago, so I might end up replacing this anyway. But if I take this off at a minimum, snip it here if I need to for the quickness, I should be able to use a key, pop this off, and hopefully pull this out right here through this little space is the thought. The only downside I'm seeing to this whole plan is I can't really get a visual on what I'm doing when I put it back. And I'm pretty sure that I had this line hooked up and everything when I put it in the tank and installed it last time, but this time trying to do it inside is going to be a little bit trickier, which is a little concerning considering I'm trying to stop a leak and not create a new one. So anyway, there's nothing left to do but start. So let me see. Yeah, that's just gonna suck. Let's not do that. I do have a towel down here, catch any fuel just in case. Nope, don't cut that guy. Let's cut this one. There we go. And I missed. Perfect. Well, who put this lip right here so you can even get to it? This kink right here needs to be considerably more prominent if this is going to be effective. huh? I can't get to it. Well, I made an adjustment here. And either it's gonna work or I just totally foobarred my key. Oh, look at that. Oh, it was there. It was there. Have to go down. There we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm never getting that back in there. Never. Ever, ever. All right, here's what I just pulled out of the car. You can see here it's got this like little ring of rust on it. And maybe that was making that surface uneven. I don't know. This is pretty thick rubber though. I would think it would be able to absorb that. And this is the original ring that came with the car. And I've heard that they're not the same thickness, the newer ones, but this one seems just as thick as this one. So, I don't know. I might try the new one this time. And I think on the car side, I'm going to try to sand that down, whatever that area is. And maybe coat it with something. I don't know, because obviously it's not good right there. So maybe we'll do something about that. All right, so I got this thing out and it seems fine. Like, I don't really see, there's like a little bit of that, like, see, that's even on the outside. I'm not really seeing anything on the inside. This is the new one, but I don't know. I know for a fact it's leaking from here because when I overfilled it, I get up under the car and I look and it's literally just like leaking from here. So I know it was happening, but there's no real visible why. You know, it seems like sorry, throat. It seems like it was all installed properly. It just wasn't sealing. So I don't know, my confidence is going down a little bit on whether this is going to make any difference or not. One good thing though, I'm putting in a new hose. This one is already crusty. So and it's only a couple years old, so it's gonna get a new hose, so that's good. Is that enough? Do I have a workbench? Huh? Almost. Almost. Nearly as well as I thought I was going to. There we go. That's why I have wooden workbenches. You can just screw stuff right into them, no problem. All right, but that'll work, right? So it says use a small brush. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a show. see how far this will go. All right, we'll let that sit for half a minute, and then the real show begins. We actually gonna try to get this back in the car. Good luck. Warm. Does that seem right, or is that facing down before? It's gotta be right, right? Yeah, there's like no way. All right, I'm gonna grab the old ring. Let's see if that will help things. Because I'm just too scared to put the Torx on it. Let's see here. There we go. Can't see anything. Well, I think that's gonna be it. We're gonna hook this lines back up, connect the sensor, make sure it still shows a quarter of a tank, make sure that we still at least have that going for us. And if so, I think we'll call it good. All right, I'm gonna grab a small screwdriver, finish this one up, and I think this is done. Do I think I'm gonna stop the leak? No, but we'll see. Who knows? I can't get out. All right, moment of truth. Let's see if we broke anything. All right, it went up. It's still working. Well, I can honestly say I'm glad that's over, regardless if I fixed it or not. That was just not very fun. And honestly, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. So it's one of those things you don't know, but I don't think I broke anything. The fuel gauge still works, so that's good. And I think I'm done underneath the car. No, dang it, freeze plug. So I guess I gotta order a freeze plug, and then we'll fix that under the car. Hey, at least it's somewhere where I can get to it. At least it's not under the motor mount, so that's pretty decent. But we'll go ahead and get that changed out, and then we'll move on. I think we can finally drop the car down and start working on the top. So we'll try to get that fixed in the next episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe if you like, and we'll see you next time.